Oh, I know how to bring it out. You know this aspect where we always talk about the giver and the takers.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to know if this is of the same nature, and if not, I want to know what's different about it.
Okay.
Because it's something that's always played on my mind. But when we were having these conversations, I didn't have a way of bringing it, so I kind of just never did, right? But every time the conversation comes up, something is playing on my mind. And when I say the giver and the taker, we were discussing outside, obviously, podcast with our family and friends, the dynamics of the relationship, where someone could be giving, always being the one that's giving, right? And obviously, it's taking a toll out of you, if you want to add that, yeah? Because I'm always giving. And the other person always takes, right? So it could be, for example, your hospitality. It could be you're the one that always calls to check up on them. It could be you're the one that always invites them over. It could be you're the one that's always there for them emotionally or something like that. And then it's like, oh, you know what? I always give, but I've never had anything back. Yeah. So the point, the thing that I think done it for me was an aspect where it's like, oh, sometimes I also need to recharge. I also need to fuel myself so that I can give. If I've got no feeling, so if there's nothing else recharging me, if I don't, do that, sometimes I need to stop and pause and work on myself because I just can't give. Well, then I'm empty, and then what do I do? So I want to know what you think about that aspect, because my issue there was not ignoring the people's feelings, but again, I saw the same language there where something is being dressed up nicely in the sense that, well, if my tank is empty, I can't give. So I need to work on myself. So for this period, I'm going to stop giving. I'm going to stop doing what I was doing. It's time to work on myself now. Now, if that giving is the gift of God, it's your talent.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I don't see it ever running empty. I don't see it ever running empty. Or you're the one that charges you would be God. In that case, you would not tire. You would not get to a point where you are empty, is what I'm thinking. I think the aspect of I need to pause first and be recharged. I don't know. I think for me that would fall under the same sort of like cunningness of how you phrase certain things to either distract us from what we're supposed to be doing or to feed in an ideology that does not belong with the principles of God. I don't know if I got that out.
I think it
in
can.
2 minutes.
I think it can. However, I wouldn't say it inherently it does, right? So the way I understand that is, okay, I'm going through a journey at the moment.
Oh, dear.
I haven't quite reached an outcome. I'm still on the journey, so I can't really use that too much to form my argument because I'm still on the journey. But what I'm really understanding is what the purpose of the gospel was, right? And when the Bible tells us that we do good works not to be saved, but because we are saved,
exactly.
I think that is such a big paradigm shift that changes the way we see the world.
Absolutely.
And I think a lot of people are still doing works in order to
be saved.
Maybe even not to be saved, but the equation is you do the work for the reward that the word brings.
100%.
As opposed to the work is coming from a place of already finishedness, is completeness. Now, even if you take the spirituality out of it, if I'm a giver, right? Naturally, my inclination is to give. However, me giving, what I expect is, and whether I like to admit it or not, what I expect is a gratitude, thanks, appreciation, acknowledgement of my giving nature. That doesn't make me a selfish person. That just makes me a human.
Are you sure?
Right? No, it makes me a human. If I give you a glass of water and you don't say thank you, and I'm like, oh, that's a bit rude of him. That doesn't make me a bad person for thinking you're rude for not saying thank you, does it?
It doesn't.
But anyway, that's not the point, right? But my point is, whether I like it or not, if I'm doing something good for you, I expect some sort of acknowledgement at the very least. Acknowledgement. Thank you for this good thing that you did. If I don't get that and I'm doing, and that's the place it's coming from, that's going to start impacting me. Because, I'm always doing these things. How come I never get anything back? Switch that same scenario. If I'm doing those things because I'm already filled to the brim, I'm full.
I thought I was okay.
I'm complete. Now I'm doing these things. I could acknowledge that you're not thanking me, but now it's not going to
empty.
Exactly. You see?
100%.
So if it's a conversation I need to have with you, I can still have that from a place of fulfilledness, from a place of completeness. Yo, Nick, every time I do this thing, you never say thank you. You never
you're
do
not
whatever.
a grateful person.
Yeah, exactly. You're not a very grateful person.
You didn't phrase that conversation.
You're not a very grateful, but do you understand? And the difference is me. The conversation can still sound the same, but the difference is where it's coming from for me. And I think that's the power of the gospel, that for me, I'm recently understanding the depth of
100%. I agree, and that's what I've always thought.
Change it brings.
I may not have articulated it like that, but that's why I was saying that shouldn't Christ be your feeler, and that's why I was saying that you will never run empty, because
having said that,
there's no emptiness to run out of.
Having said that, though, I also find it very interesting that Jesus often took time to withdraw from the people and go spend time with his God, right? And so I'm adding to the fact that even from that position, it's still important that you're getting what you need, and 9 times out of 10 is going to be from I don't say spiritual things, because you could get that from your family, from your warriors.
I think I would say that you're crossing sort of like 2 different principles there, or something like that, because
maybe
I would, because okay, it is evident that Christ withdrew from the people. He went and prayed for 40 days and things like that. But then
no, that was at the beginning.
Can an argument be made that when he withdrew, his giving nature stopped? Or was it just
no?
For example, if I'm able, okay, so for example, let's say you're always saying, okay, fine, let's say you always say, oh, Nick, come over for dinner, yeah, and I come, let's say, once or twice a week over for dinner, I come for dinner, and then you decide, you know what, I want to go away, let's say with my wife, we want to go away for a month, for example, you're Nick, we're going away, we'll see you in a month later. Oh, okay, fine, have a good time. When you go, can I directly connect you going to the fact that you're no longer giving me?
No.
You see what I mean? But
that's my point.
Yeah, but what you've done is you have gone to take
exactly.
time. Exactly.
And that's my point, to say that I guess it goes back to maturity, or whatever. But that's what I mean, that it doesn't have to be a sole declaration. I have now given my time for the next 40 days. I'm now working on my. It's just like, listen, if you need to recharge with your family, take your family, go do your recharge. If you need, I recently I was thinking that, let's say preachers, whatever, preachers need to be in the presence of other preachers and strong people of God for their faith to be challenged, for them to grow.
100%.
If you feel like you need a period of growth, go to your men's conference or whatever. Get your period of growth. But what I do agree with you that yes, it doesn't have to be this, or because all that is, and I'm really sorry to say, all that is just another aspect of me.
100%.
Look at me. 100%. Look at what I need. Look what I do.
I don't think this conversation is going to be very popular.
Look what I do, and nobody acknowledges me. Therefore, I'm going to take time for me and and what.
Your Lord, don't thank me. Your Lord, don't appreciate
You're
me.
taking the cameras of life and you're turning them to yourself. But the message of Christianity is you take the cameras of life and you shine them on Christ
of the world,
first and foremost, and then you look at others second and foremost. But again, I'll be honest with you. Like I said, I'm on a journey. It's still on that journey, and I'm understanding that it's deep. It's easy. It brings you peace and contentment. But the more you understand, the more you realize. When you look back, you realize how far the world is, and you realize, wow, that's tough. But to get here, it's a long journey. You see. So yeah,
right. I mean.